Aries, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for June 13 to the 19th. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Now, this is a general reading, my friends, so if it doesn't resonate for you, take what does and leave the rest behind. All right, let's see. For Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We've got the Peace card. We've got, I believe that's the Fates behind it. Serendipity. And then what's on the bottom of the deck here? To the Sea. So you're being guided to go with the flow this week on what? Let's find out. Let's move these out of the way. Okay, so to the sea, going with the flow. Really trusting the fates and the signs and the synchronicities that you're receiving. We've got two cards in sequence, 17 and 18. That always tells me that you're moving towards something. Oh, and look at that. You've also got card 19, flexibility. So you're really moving towards something. You've got three cards in a row from a very well shuffled deck. That's so interesting. Every time it happens, I think it's just so interesting because, you know, I shuffle this deck all the time. And so many times off camera also before the reading. And so you're really being guided to follow the signs, trust the fates, follow those synchronicities, be flexible. There is peace here for you and your loyal heart if you can go with the flow. Something you feel really loyal to, something you're devoted to. I feel like there's a sense of peace around it. There's a sense of harmony, but we've almost got to just go with the flow. Don't try and force things too much. Trust the signs and synchronicities that you're seeing. Like, let's say you're about to do something and something gets you off your track. Don't force it. Maybe you're not supposed to do that right now. I feel like when I see the Fates card and go with the flow, it makes me think that you just need to almost get out of your own way a little bit here and just go with the flow. If things aren't moving tomorrow in a certain direction, don't try to force it. Be flexible. Don't try to force it. Take the most peaceful route. And sometimes the most peaceful route is just accepting that something's not going to happen today and going with the flow and trusting that the timing is always perfect. Okay, let's jump into the tarot cards and see what we have here for Aries when it comes to this situation. Ooh, what's this? Six of Swords. So, okay, we're needing to get distance. We truly are needing to go to the sea. Look at this. Isn't that interesting? To the sea and the Six of Swords are very similar in the imagery even. You're really being guided, and it's card 6 and card 7, another card synchronicity, and they look the same. Telling you to go with the flow, and this one telling you to get the distance that you need from something so that you can heal. You need to get distance. You need to move away from something. And it feels like you are being guided by sort of destiny. There's fates and signs here. Look at that. 5 of Swords was the other card that came out. 5 and 6 of Swords. Something here needs to just be accepted. There was something here that was defeating that you have not let go of. And it's not serving you actually to hang on to it. And I think that you're getting a lot of signs indicating that. Like that it's just time to let go of this. You might be hanging on to it because you have some resentment or feelings of guilt. But a desire for peace is really what you have. And the Peace card is here. So it's very interesting. 6 of Swords could get you that peace, but you sort of have to move away from this situation. It's almost like you realize that there's really no winners. Everyone is defeated in the 5 of Swords. Nobody walks away a winner. So it's sort of interesting. You're getting a lot of the same messages through these cards, that it's almost like you're being guided to just get away from something. It doesn't matter if you've proved that you're right or wrong. That doesn't matter. If that's why you're hanging on to this, let that go. If you're hanging on to it because of resentment, or you feel regret or remorse, or you're still just sort of thinking about what you should have said, or I wish I had said this, and if I had said that, then that would have changed things. It's almost like just let it go. And I bet you're seeing a lot of signs telling you to let it go and to sort of just release it and opt for peace. Opt for peace. My goodness, 4 of Swords, you guys. 6, 5, 4. This is wild stuff. And then look who popped out. The Fool. You have a chance at a brand new start if you can let this go. If you can let this go, you have a shot at a brand new start, something more peaceful, but and way more within your sort of flow and your own sort of vibe. This seems like hanging on to this is not serving you. It's actually making you sort of feel depressed. Like 4 of Swords in reverse to me is a time where now, instead of just sort of getting away from something, we are sort of at a dangerous level of burnout. You're at a dangerous level of burnout. You have to let this go ASAP, and to be flexible and not so rigid in your discernment. Just, sort of, can't you see it as something that had to happen this way? That something that was outside of your control? If that would help you to go with the flow on it, to just see it as like, this is outside of my control. It had to happen that way for me to have this new beginning, which could very well be the case. That's really what I'm feeling. And I feel like there's peace here. That peace of mind is what is ultimately the most important thing for you right now, is getting distance from this so you don't think about it so much, and getting peace of mind. Hierophant, seeking the truth here, really understanding something for what it is. And sometimes I think the Hierophant, another 5 of Pentacles, sometimes I feel that the Hierophant can be a signal for us to turn to God, to let go and let God. You know what I mean? Like to really give it up to God and surrender it. This 5 coming out with this Hierophant, you got 2 5s coming out. They're both red. Overwhelming colors are red here. This is really saying to me, surrender your losses, surrender your setbacks, give it all up to God and trust it. Trust this had to happen this way. Let it go. There is a new beginning. It's almost like this all had to happen so that you could have your new beginning. And your job now is to just give it up to God. Let it go. Give it to God. How do people say that expression? Let it go. I don't remember, but it's like the idea of like letting something go and giving it over. Give it over to God. Let go. Let God. Is that how it goes? I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. Justice is on the bottom of the deck. So that almost makes me feel like that's your obsession, is that this has to be just. I must understand why this happened and how I could have done things differently. I don't think so. I think in this case, you've thought about it so much that you're about to burn out. So it's not time to keep thinking about sort of getting to the justice of this. I think it's time to heal. Sometimes it's just time to let go. Let go and let God. That's what it is. Let go and let God. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say earlier. So that is really the essence of this for you, my friends, because everything is cause and effect. Everything has a consequence. Everything has karma. And the idea of bringing balance to this situation seems to be burning you out. You're needing a new beginning. And you're needing to let go and let God take over these perceived losses where you were out in the cold. You don't need to unpack this anymore, nor do you need to unpack this anymore. These 2 5s, you have done so much to try to figure it out that it's actually burning out your beautifully loyal heart. Healing is what is needed now. Healing and letting go. That is your tasks for the week, Aries. Now let's see, what's the final and highest guidance for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for surrender your fear of change? Is that what it is? Is it the fear of change that's got you hanging on? It could be. It says here, the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you are afraid of change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or it's the fear of aging and death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. I have faith that all is well. I am letting go and I am moving on. I don't have to fear this change anymore. Bottom of the deck is surrender resentments, which says holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards a positive situation in your life, which is right here. You know, it's very interesting. I really feel like by being flexible with your sort of logic and your mindset, you're going to set yourself free and give this all up. It's time to go with the flow. Trust the signs on this. I'm going to leave it at that, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If it's resonated for you, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. It's always so nice to connect with you through these readings. As always, I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends, and I'm wishing you a wonderful week. Take care. We'll see you again soon for another reading.